Part 8 of the 5K flip, and as you saw in part 7, things took a crazy turn, but whatever, we're gonna go ahead and get this bathroom knocked out. Like magic, there's a new tub and shower, so why didn't I video it? Well, Olivia and I went on a much needed vacation, and I hired a friend who has a company to come and install the shower. But now we are back and it's time to get this house finished up. I started by putting in the new treated plywood floors and finishing up new trim on the windows and the closet. It was then time for the tile, and if you haven't heard of a product called Ditra by Schluter, I would highly suggest it. This is a waterproofing membrane for your floors that goes directly under tile. This is not only waterproof, but it's actually designed to protect your tile and prevent it from cracking. I've used this as a substrate on every single bathroom I've ever tiled, which is only a handful, but still you get the point. I then used a square notch trowel and thin set mortar to adhere this to the plywood floors below. Because this is a bathroom, I like to do things completely waterproof, so I end up using a product called Curdy Band and going around the walls. Doing that completely protects the subfloors. Fast forward to when that was dry, it was time to start laying tile. We got this porcelain tile from Lowe's that was only like $1.80 per square foot. I realized I had nothing but my wet saw when I was cutting the tile, so I had to get a little creative for around the toilet and around the air vent. But as you can see, it worked out great. You might notice I'm using spacers and levelers for each of the tile, and that's because I want my floor to be perfectly level. You put the plastic spacers in under the tile as you're laying it, and then you use those yellow levelers, and that brings them all flush. What's kind of nice is we actually didn't end up blowing out that 5K budget. Between everything you see here, including the shower and the labor involved, it was about $3,000. We had $2,700 left, so we are about $300 over right now. And as I said earlier, I didn't have an angle grinder, so I was having to make these meticulous cuts to get it around the vent. I had about 1 box extra of that porcelain, and we ended up using that around the fireplace, which was nice because we didn't have plans for that yet. I love using these levelers because you can go back in once they're almost all the way dry and just kick them right out. I ended up working until about 2 a.m. to get all of this done, so it was a busy day, but it was a very productive day. Honestly, at this point, we were just relieved knowing that whoever ends up renting this house will have a nice bathroom to enjoy. To end my day and prepare for grout, I cleaned the tile as best I could, both around the fireplace and in the bathroom. The 5K flip is turning into the 6K flip, but honestly, way better.